Okay, have you had a deep yearning to draw inward and explore some other ideas about your life? Do you fantasize about starting your day doing what you want to do rather than what society says you have to do? Are you living your life one way, but if it were really up to you, you would be living your life a totally different way? So, newsflash, right? It is totally up to you how you live your life. It is up to you. Yet, it's one thing to say that you believe you have the life, that you can have the life that you want, but it is a totally different thing to live the life, okay, that you want every single day. All right. So, if you are working a job that you hate, all right, if you are in an unfulfilling relationship, if you're not waking up excited about your life, then you don't believe that you can have the life that you want. You don't believe that your life is up to you. Okay, so I want you to take every excuse as to why you're not living your desired life and throw them in the trash right now. Okay, every single excuse. Because in this post, we are going to visit some of those limiting beliefs and delete them from the recycle bin of your mind, right? So you know how on a computer you save stuff and you delete stuff, but when you delete it, sometimes it does go to the recycle bin. So we want to utilize this post to even get those self-sabotaging beliefs, those limiting beliefs out of your mind, and even get them out of the recycle bin of your mind. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. You will discover who you really are, what you really want, and how to be the best version of yourself while building your online business. Okay, so contrary to popular belief, your best self isn't the idea of what you were programmed to become, but it's becoming who you believe that you are. Okay, so engaging with this post will help you leverage strategies for discovering you. It will help you overcome the fear of what you discover about yourself. It will help you position yourself to become the best version of yourself. And it's going to help you overall become the best version of yourself. All right, so who is this post for? This post is for anyone who is tired of shrinking themselves down so that they aren't too zealous, too confident, too driven, or too powerful around others. Okay, it's for anyone who is tired of building their online business in a box of what is already out there on the web. If you are tired of publishing content that has the same layout, the same pictures just being recycled over and over again, the same content, the same messages as every other blogger out there on the web, then this post is for you. Okay, it is for you. If you are hanging on the edge of the vision for your life and business, but you have not been able to jump, you are too afraid, you're just hanging on the edge. All right, and it's for those who are ready to break free from normality to become who you truly believe that you can be. Okay, so like I said, these videos will not be perfect. I'm going to be drinking water because I don't want to have to rush. What I do want to do is have real conversations. All right, and real conversations do have natural pauses. You do stop to clear your throat. You do drink water. Because I do want to take the time and talk about these things and not just rush through reading, even though I will be reading them as well. Reading all of the content here, so you don't have to read it if you don't feel like reading, but you can if you want. But when I was starting out with the overview and just talking about, are you living the life that fits into society's norms based on how you were raised? So you have your subconscious mind and you have your conscious mind. So your subconscious mind was developed by the time you were 6 years old. Okay, so pretty much everything about your personality, everything that you believe was really instilled into you from not just birth, but even when you were in your mother's womb. Everything that you heard, all of the stress that she carried and all of these different things, you were being prepared to survive the environment that you were being born into. Okay. And so by the time you were 6 years old, your subconscious mind developed programs that will help you survive your environment. And that's pretty much what you recycle throughout your life. Sometimes you find yourself breaking free of certain limitations and maybe achieving a few things, but then you see yourself looping back to that same pattern of whatever it is, whether it's fear or not really being your best self or not reaching as far as you really can in life. And a lot of that, again, is your subconscious mind. Um, but in order to reprogram your mind, in order to break those limitations, you really have to learn to live from your conscious mind. And that is a hard thing to do because most of us are on autopilot. I know I find myself doing it quite often, just operating off of autopilot. But to live out of your conscious mind, you have to be conscious that you have the option, because only 10% of your brain operates out of your conscious mind. And your conscious mind are the things that you put into it, whether it's books, whether you're learning something new, whether you're getting coaching, life coaching, or you're trying to develop new strategies or new philosophies about life. All right. So to live out of your conscious mind, you do have to be aware that you have to consciously do it. Okay. So instead of following those same patterns and programs that were, pretty much developed into you as a child, you would have to consciously say, no, that is not me. That will never be me. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And I learned that from Marissa Peer. If you look her up on YouTube, she has some great strategies to help you kind of overcome a lot of the things that you were taught growing up. So these are some deep conversations, and I won't be able to explain everything in one video. So that's why, as you can see, the content is broken down into course-like material so that we can begin to dig deeper. Because a lot of times when you're struggling with your online business or you're struggling with whatever you're trying to succeed at, it's not even the fact that you're not capable or smart enough. It's just some self-sabotaging beliefs or limitations that were programmed in you, and that is blocking you from success. Maybe it's something you believe about money, something you believe about success, something you believe about your life that is causing you to not get to where you want to go, right? So that is just a little backstory on, the conscious and the subconscious mind. And that is why the question was posed, are you living life to fit into society's norms based on how you were raised? All right. And so the way you really know if you are being, your true self is if you are waking up every day excited about whatever it is that you do, or you're doing what you want. You're not like struggling with how you're spending your time. You're not like wishing you could dig deeper and hear what's really going on inside of yourself. You are living your best life. So if you're not, then we need to dig deeper and find out what's going on, so that you can do that, because you do have the ability to live your best life. You do have the freedom to choose how you want to live your life. Okay. And that's why I said newsflash, is totally up to you how you live your life. So if you're waking up and you're unhappy, then newsflash, it is up to you, right? You can change it, whenever you are ready to change it. Okay. All right. So I want to take every excuse as to why you're not living your desired life. I want you to throw them in the trash. Because when you are like, I hate my job, or whatever the case is, whatever you're going through every day, you chose this path for yourself. So why are you choosing things you don't like? So we're going to dig deeper into that, in this lesson. Okay. All right. So your learning path here. So the first section, we're going to be talking about discovering you. Section 1 is all about discovering you. So there's a saying that conveys the first step to changing your life is to light a match in a dark place. All right. So that literally means to light a match in a dark place, means to look inward, to find out what's inside of you. Okay. If you want to finally live the life that you desire, you're going to have to light that match, dig deep, and find out what's going on inside of yourself. Okay. If you are reporting to a job you hate, involved in relationships that are unfulfilling, and dreading pretty much everything you do in a day, then this is deeply disturbing. Okay. It is really deeply disturbing because you really do have a choice. You really can choose how you live your life, right? So if you're wrestling with yourself, I remember, and I was working midnight shifts on a job that I hated, right? But I was like, oh, I have to pay these bills. I have this, I have that. But, you can still, you have inside of you everything that you need to create ideas, to create money, to build a business, to do anything that you want to do. So whatever is blocking you from doing that, you need to find out what that is. You got to light that match in that dark place, because there's too many people before you that have been able to come from absolutely nothing, even other countries, and still develop themselves into something that they wanted to be, or do something that they wanted to do. So it can be done. I mean, do you really want to work at Taco Bell? Right? In contrast, do you really want to keep risking your health and your sanity and your happiness to make that big corporate check? So regardless of what end of the spectrum you are at, if you are unhappy, then you need to gain the courage and the skill set, okay, to change your direction and to live the life of your dreams. Okay. So it's not necessarily which company you work for. It's just saying, if you wake up and you're like, I hate putting on this stupid hat, this apron, I don't get paid enough. You listen to your inner talk. And if this is going on, if you're saying these things to yourself, then that means that that's not what you were created to do. That's not what you want to do. So what do you want to do? All right. We're going to get deeper. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm going to give you some strategies on how to discover what it is that you really want to do and how to actually take those steps towards doing those things. Okay. So even a big corporation, I've worked for a big corporation, or a big, I've worked for the state, for the government, and was unhappy, but felt that I had to get my money that way. There are a million other ways to get money. So it doesn't have to be one way. So that excuse is not true. If you're using the excuse, I have to make money so I can pay my bills, then because there are a million other ways to make money, there's something else going on that's causing you to shortchange yourself, to do something you hate doing every day, to choose that particular way to pay your bills when you could choose other ways to do it. Okay. So regardless of what's in, like I said, of that spectrum you're at, if you're unhappy, then you need to gain the courage and the skill set to change direction in your life so that you can live the life of your dreams. You really, truly can. There's so many people that, like I said, have come from nothing, who are living the life that they have chosen, right? That they discovered they could do something else, and they did the work to make that happen. All right. So here are some steps to discovering yourself, because again, that is the first step, which is lighting that match in that dark place, finding out what's going on inwardly, finding out why you're unhappy, and let's start taking some steps to uncover what's going on. All right, so you want to spend some time alone, right? So you've got to get quiet. You got to get quiet so that you can hear the internal conversation that is going on in your head, okay? Find out what is going on inside. All right, you want to write things down and pay close attention to your energy. How are you feeling? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling drained? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling stressed? How are you feeling? You need to know how you feel. Okay, is it negative or positive? For instance, do you get a negative emotion when it is time to go to work? If so, write that down at the top of your page. I remember doing this at work. I was actually roving that night in the car, and I remember, once I got my break and I was able to park, I was writing that down. Why am I so unhappy, right? Most people would, kill for this paycheck. A lot of people thought that was quote unquote a lot of money, right? So I was like, why am I so happy? And I just wrote that down. So that's what you're going to need to do. Write it down, get you some scrap paper and just put it there. And then just say, I hate, right, I hate going to work, and here are the reasons that I dislike it. Okay, so you need to validate your feeling, your negative emotion, to find out what's going on. So underneath that topic, write down all of the reasons that you dislike going to work. Find out if you're just lazy, okay, or if there are real reasons why you have a negative emotion towards going to work. I mean, I know I wrote down, I hate working midnights because I really can't sleep during the day. So I end up a lot of times being up all night, all day. I hate going in the position where, every single night I could possibly be killed. And then, who would take care of my children, right? If something were to happen to me, it's not like I had a long line of family ready to take them if something were to happen to me. This is when they were younger. They're, pretty much adults now. But the point that I'm making is that at that time, I had real legitimate negative energy towards going to work for real reasons, right? It was affecting my health because I wasn't getting enough sleep. It was causing me to be more stressed because, I wasn't getting enough sleep. And then it was also really, even though it was a decent paycheck, it wasn't the amount of money that I wanted to make, because I knew what my bills were, and I knew that I could earn more even beyond that. Plus, I wanted lifestyle freedom. I didn't want to constantly choose between work and family. Okay. So write down those reasons. All right. Then make an assessment as to whether or not your emotions are valid enough to make a change. Okay. So if your negative emotions are really valid, then you need to start considering changing your path there. Okay, so you have to be 100% honest with yourself. Do not tell yourself, I should be thankful, every other sentence. We all know that you are thankful. We should be thankful. We should be grateful for whatever we get in life that helps us along the way. But do not use that as an excuse not to make an honest assessment of your life and to determine what you need to change, right? So just be real. I do not like doing this because A, B, C, D. Okay. So this is your life. You get one life, as far as we know. I mean, there are all kinds of theories out there that you might come back in another life. I don't know. But if I came back in another life, I don't remember that last life. So to me, this is the only life I have. And I'm not going to spend it doing stuff I don't want to do. Right. So it's like, there's all kinds of excuses that could come up, but there's all kinds of things that you can do, right, to put yourself in a position to change your life, to do things that you want. Okay. So complete the same process with your relationships. If you're dating someone, you're completely unhappy, you hate, the time you spend together, all this stuff, you need to write this down. This is legitimate concerns, and if you're married, that's a whole different subject, but you do need to start to assess your life and think about, your happiness. Sometimes, in a marriage, is simply just assessing yourself, making changes within yourself. And when that person see that you are changing, then they want to change, or they want to know what's making you so happy or what's going on. And they start to get curious. And so, sometimes it's something you can work on, but this is your life. So you have to dig inward and see what you need to do about you. Okay. And so you want to make this list, not just for work, not just for relationships, but for every major area of your life. Okay. So you have to get real about your own happiness. Okay. Know what you want. Okay. So number 3 to this part is knowing what you want. Okay. So if you just make a list of things you don't want, but you have no idea about what you want, you will just end up strolling through life with no agenda and no purpose, right? So it's like saying, okay, like for instance, when I gave up Oreo cookies, I was sitting there just gaining too much weight, and I did lose some of it, gained some of it back, so got to work again. But the point is, the Oreo cookies wasn't helping my situation. Okay, so just get rid of that. Now I'm going to still be craving cookies. So I replaced them with like protein cookies. So what I'm saying is, if you are unhappy with things in your life, even if whether it's your job, your relationships, or whatever, if it's your job, you're going to have to replace that with something that you want to do, because you still got to earn an income, because you still got to live. Right. So If you just make the list of the things you don't want, but you don't assess what you do want, then you're not, it's not level. Things aren't gonna pan out for you, okay? So you'll just end up strolling through life again, like I said, with no agenda, no purpose, and we don't want that. So you got to know, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? All right. What do you want to get out of life? All right. What do you want to achieve in it, and why do you want to achieve it? You need to know yourself. Okay, so it would be absolutely insane to go through life and not know these things about yourself. You know, and it's sad because there's so many people out there who are in leadership positions. You know, they are, managers and captains and all this stuff, but they have no idea who they are, what their overall purpose is in life. You know, they just took whatever job and they just progressed in that because someone patted them on the back and said they were doing good, and that was it. But to live your whole life and not know who you are, not know what you want, not know what your purpose is, not knowing anything about you is very sad. And again, it's very disturbing. Okay. And it's something that you want to begin to work on. All right. So it's hard to live your best life when you don't know who you are, what you want out of life, and where you're going. Okay. So in this next section, you're going to discover how to overcome the fear of transitioning into your best self. So section 2 is overcoming the fear of transition. Overcoming the fear of transition. Okay, so you're not going to sit in silence, write things down, and develop clarity about your life and about what you really want out of life just for the sake of doing it. Okay, you're going to take all of the information that you gathered about yourself and transition into the life that you really want. And that means changing directions in life. Yes, right? You got to change the direction that you're going in. And this can be very uncomfortable and scary. It really is. Because again, your subconscious program was set by the time you were 6 years old. So from 6 to whatever age you are now, you have been doing this unconscious program. So when you try to change it, the program thinks that you're in danger and it's going to fight you, give you all kind of warning signals that you're going the wrong way because you're off the program. Okay, so it is going to be uncomfortable. It is a little scary. Sadly, it is easy to be comfortable with who you are not and uncomfortable with who you really are. Right? So even though during the time I was unhappy with my career, not because the career is bad, not because the path is bad, it just wasn't for me. Right? So just because you're not doing something anymore doesn't mean that it's not right for someone else. Right? It's just not right for you. So, when I became, uneasy about it, I was still comfortable with just throwing on my BDUs, going to work. I'm comfortable with collecting that paycheck every 2 weeks, but I was uncomfortable with writing, speaking, encouraging people, inspiring people, doing what's in me to do, right? I'm so behind, y'all. I'm so late. I'm trying to catch up, because I've been off the path, right? I could have literally left high school and went straight into, a career of speaking and writing. Especially before digital goods became so popular and real books were actually the thing, right? I could have really done that. But, to me at that time, the only thing in my mind was I got to make this check to do ABC. Never dawned on me, like, get a roommate, do something, part-time, so that you can and pay your bills and work on your goals, and at that age you have the energy and you have the ability to move a lot faster, right? So things could have really worked out because that is my calling. So I'm sure it would have, really worked out. But thankfully I'm on the right track now. But again, like I said, it's comfortable doing something you hate, and it's uncomfortable doing something you love. Y'all don't think that's kind of weird? Think about that. All right, so it's really crazy that society has shaped us into such insanity to believe that it is safer to follow a systematic approach to social norms than to trust our own abilities to become great. Not to mention, right, every single norm that we've conformed to has been snatched from under us, further proving that social norms aren't any safer than our own internal instincts and our own abilities. All right, so honestly, there's no better time to make the transition because everything is changing anyway, right? You might as well take advantage of what's going on, and literally go ahead and change with the wave. Change is more mentally challenging than it is physically challenging. It's all in your head. Every limitation that you're facing is all in your head. I promise it really is. Because there are too many people, again, who have come from nothing, who were able to do something. So some kind of way they unlock the keys in their mindset to develop new philosophies about life and to reach further than they ever have and to go somewhere they've never been. You can change your life whenever you get ready. Okay, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can have whatever life you believe is possible for you. So it's all about what you believe. All right, so if you're not living your best life, you're limiting yourself because, right, there is some belief that is blocking you from making the changes that you need to make, right? That's all to it. There's something blocking you from making the changes that you need to make. So those self-sabotaging beliefs are all lies. They are all lies. I'm revealing a little bit of my age here, and maybe you have or maybe you haven't watched the movie The Labyrinth, right? So remember when she was in that maze and she was trying to get her brother back from Goblin City and all this stuff. There were two scenes that really stood out to me. One of the scenes was when she was really, really close, and that Goblin King guy gave her that drink, and she passed out, and then she woke up in this house, and it almost looked like her house, and there were familiar things. Okay, there were a lot of familiar things around her, and she was looking around and she was like, there was something I was supposed to be doing. There was something I was supposed to be doing the whole time. She was supposed to be looking for her brother, but the potion made her forget, right, what she was supposed to be doing. And some of you are like that, right? You're out there, you were supposed to be doing something, but then you got off track, right? And you just forgot. And you're like, there was something I was born to do, but I can't figure out what it is. But anyway, so she realizes that it's all lies. This is just something to block her from succeeding at her mission, right? And when she does realize that, like, the walls fall down, she realizes that she's in this dump yard. She's nowhere near her goal, right? Or she is near her goal, but the junk in the dump yard was blocking it. So when all the trash fell and the lies fell, the illusion fell, she could see the kingdom was just ahead, right? So anyway, she gets back on the path, and then she gets lost again, and then she runs out of time, and this Goblin King is laughing. He's like, haha, you're out of time, you're not going to reach your goal. And then she says she remembers this something she was reading, and she remembers, but what it all boiled down to was she realized, you have no power over me. And she kept saying it, you have no power over me. And the more she said it, then this Goblin King just disappeared, right? So I'm telling you, it is an illusion and it's all lies. Anything that is telling you that you can't be what you were born to be, you can't do what you were born to do, right? You better wash them dishes when you really a singer, or you better, shine them boots when you really are a motivator. You need to be out there motivating people. I'm just using some random examples. I mean, if you are in a servant position and you like that, and that's what you set out to do, there are some people that are just so amazing at it, and that's what they have whole companies and businesses built around it, and they hire people because that's what they do best, and we need that, and they make a lot of money, right? But the point I'm making is, whatever it is that is stopping you from reaching your goal, is a lie. It's an illusion. It's all in your head. You can do anything you want to do, right? Okay. So you can choose to believe something else, right? And you can choose to do something else anytime you get ready. So here are some steps to overcoming the fear of transition. So, and these are all things that I have done, and that are some of the things I still continually do. Let me get a drink of water here. And I got to clear my throat. Again, real talk, because I'm not going to be rushing through these posts and trying to sound super professional and all of this, because that's not what this is about. If you go sign up and get the membership, the courses are extremely professional and all of that. But these are like post talks, right? So that you don't have to sit here and read all of this or just try to imagine what I'm talking about. It's here for you. Okay. So, the steps to overcoming the fear of transition. You want to create a vision board. Okay. You can create a physical or digital vision board very easy. Put everything in your life on your vision board. Everything that you want in your life. Put that on your vision board. Put elements of the business you want, the house you want, the car you want, the family you want, the charities you want to contribute to. Put the clothes you like on there. Write yourself a digital check of the income you like to earn this year. Don't be afraid, right? It's just pictures. Don't be scared. It's just pictures. Don't worry about how you're going to get these things. Just put them on your vision board, okay? And don't even just go for the popular name brands. Like, oh, I want a Mercedes. Do you really do you really like Mercedes? Have you really looked at them, the inside of the car? Is it your style? Will it fit your lifestyle? All that kinds of stuff. So don't just go for the popular brands. Go for exactly what you like. Pick the colors you like. Add a vacation you want to take. You will be amazed at how great it feels to give yourself permission to shop for the life you want without care, worry, or concern that it might not happen. Okay, so putting together the vision board is releasing doubt and moving towards what is possible. So it is a really great exercise. When I did my first vision board, it was a paper vision board, because I don't even think they had, I'm revealing my age now, but I don't even think they had digital vision boards at that time. But what I did was I got a bunch of magazines. I even went to thrift shops and stuff. I got a whole bunch of magazines, and I cut out everything that really appealed to me, and I put it on that board because it was very freeing. It allowed me the ability to really get to know myself, to see what I like, to begin to put together the life I really truly want without the whole process of how it's going to happen. We're going to get into that a little bit later, okay? But for now, you just want to do that. But you can Google digital vision boards and all this stuff. Read all the terms and conditions. Find something that works for you. Because one of my goals is to not to put a whole lot of links in these posts, because my goal is to really give really good information, give you steps on how to implement that information into your life, and so that you can get some results. It's for you to join the community so we can have more conversations, so that I can begin to help you build your vision online and to develop yourself mentally so that you can become the online entrepreneur that you want to be. Okay. So that is my goal. So since that's my goal, I don't want to, click here for the vision board, click here for this, click here for that. You're going to have to do some research and find out what works for you, because I want to keep your attention here right now. Okay. But there are digital vision boards out there. And it's so much easier because you can go to like Pixabay, you can go to Google Images, make sure you check out copyrights and stuff. You can clip images and put them on your board. Okay. Another good exercise is doing Pinterest. If you have a Skillshare account, I have a Pinterest course there that shows you how to use Pinterest for marketing. But also you can use Pinterest, to pin things on boards that you like. So this is, again, a freeing exercise. It helps you move past the limitations that you set up in your mind, because some people are scared to write $1 million, like just to write it on paper. Like they feel weird about writing $1 million. Some people don't even know how to write $1 million. If you don't know how, look it up. Okay. and learn how to write that. Okay. So you can't want something that you don't even know how to physically like write on paper. All right. So step number two for overcoming the fear of transition is to do personal development. Guys, this is a must. You must do personal development. Say it with me. I must do personal development every single day, every day. Okay. I do it every day. If it's at night, I'm listening to something on my way to bed. When I wake up in the mornings, sometimes I sit in silence for a while so that I can gather what I want to achieve for the day. And then I listen to some personal development sometimes to help me gather the courage to do it. I still struggle. Grew up in the foster care system, didn't have parents growing up, was a teen mom. Long story, I will be going into a lot of that on my YouTube channel. I don't want to get into it too deeply here, but all of these things that were developed by the time I was 6 years old set me up for, not believing in myself and fear and anxiety about achieving anything beyond, I wasn't even achieving the norm. It took me a while to build up to just do the normal things, which was actually go to college and get a career, all that. It took me a long time to even believe I could do that. So to build a business, sometimes I still get anxiety when I log into my business and I'm like, is this really my business? Is this really my content? And then I get nervous. So sometimes I have to go and do personal development, say, girl, you got this, right? I love Marissa Peer. I love Jim Rohn. I love Tony Robbins. They have been instrumental in helping me develop the mindset that I need to do things that I do. Okay. So this stuff sometimes doesn't just come naturally, because if your subconscious program is telling you one thing and you're trying to force that little 10%, that subconscious got 90%, that ain't going to work. You're going to have to do work every single day, and don't ever think that you have arrived, right? You have to continue to work towards, becoming the person you need to become to do the things you need to do, or to develop the mindset that is strong enough to overcome the doubt so that you can believe in yourself and achieve your goals. Okay. So the personal development, after you have completed your vision board, stand back and just look at it. Even if it is on your computer screen, make it big, look at it. And then analyze what self-talk is keeping you from that life. If you don't have that life, what self-talk is keeping you from it? What are you saying internally to yourself that conveys the life you want is impossible, right? What are you saying to yourself? All right. And why don't you have that life, right? You can have all these excuses, but the point is you don't have it because something in you is blocking you from doing whatever you have to do to get it. Okay. What is blocking you? What is blocking you? Once you know what is standing in the way of your success, you want to find books. And again, I'm into Audible books now. I used to have like a whole library of books to read, but now I love popping on them headphones and listening. So books, podcasts, trainings, even logging in here, like with the membership, we do a whole segment on mindset. It's absolutely free for you to join, become a member, and get access to those courses. I'm going to break everything down about the mindset and how to change it, how to use more of your conscious mind versus your subconscious mind. All right. So what is blocking you? Once you know what is standing in the way of your success, like I said, find those books and stuff. And anything that suggests by the title, it can help you overcome the mindset that is keeping you from the life that you want. You got to dig in and you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And guys, again, we have digital stuff now, so it's not as hard as it used to be, right? You can just let it play. Like I have a playlist. I think there's 100 and something videos from YouTube with some Marissa Peer, some Jim Rohn, some Tony Robbins, some Les Brown, some Eric Thomas. I just let that stuff play. I got Think and Grow Rich in there, Rhinoceros Success, a whole bunch of stuff. The guy, what's his name? Neville Goddard. I got him up in there. And I just let that stuff play. Now I don't put just anything in my playlist. Everybody don't make my playlist, but the real serious books, in trainings and stuff, and I don't mind listening to them over and over again. Let it play until it becomes a part of your being, till it becomes a fabric of your what you are woven with, right? So until it changes your mindset, till it changes your language, till it changes your self-talk. Okay, so that is what you have to do. So you can be healthy, you can be wealthy, you can have lifestyle freedom, you can positively impact and change lives. You can do whatever you want. Okay? So the third part to overcoming fear, the fear of transition, is to make small changes first, right? So understand that it took you a lot of years to become the person that you are, and make it, and understand that it may take some time to develop into the person that you want to be. Okay, so change begins in your mind and then it transitions into your actions. So trying to change your actions without changing your mindset is impossible. You have to change your mindset first, okay? And then your actions will follow. So mental actions, okay? You have to spend time reframing the way you see your life and developing new philosophies about what life means to you. So for instance, if you want to lose weight, start by not eating after 8 p.m. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that, I'm not going to do this. You're going to fail. So don't even go there. Just start with something simple. I'm not going to eat after 8, okay? And then later just add some light exercises. Just start moving, whether it's just walk around the block, do some yoga, do something you enjoy so that you can come back the next day and do it again. And then when you get stronger, you'll get more ideas. And you'll be able to do more. So that's just an example. So whatever it is that you're trying to change, don't try to make a massive change like all of a sudden real fast, because it's not going to work for you. Okay. You have to make small changes, small changes. Okay. Just start moving, and moving forward. Right. And, don't put a lot of expectations on yourself. One of the things, if you wanted to change your mindset, just start putting your headphones at night on at night or in the morning. If you just gotta go to a different room and just start listening to something in the mornings, do that. Okay. All right. So now we're moving on to section 3, which is positioning yourself to become. Section 3 is all about positioning yourself to become. All right, so there is a huge difference between fantasy and reality. So just because you want something doesn't mean that you're willing to become the kind of person you need to become to get it. All right. So you've spent a lot of time programming the version of yourself that you are right now. So can y'all see me? I hope y'all can see me because I'm getting too far away. Right. So, okay. So if you want something different than what you have, you will have to reprogram your system to navigate into a different direction. Okay. You're going to do some reprogramming. So as you discover new things about yourself and develop the true desires of your heart, you will need to upgrade your abilities to get what you want. So do that. All right, so here are some steps to positioning yourself to become. Upgrade your skill sets. So that would be fantasy versus reality. I want. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, so the first thing you're going to do is upgrade your skill set. For an example, if you want to build an online business because you like the lifestyle freedom, you want more income, you want to engage in something that you're passionate about, then you're going to need to spend time learning about online entrepreneurship. Spend time getting clarity about your business ideas. Get connected to online businesses and communities, okay? Let let us help you learn more about your niche, learn more about what you want to do so that you can develop that into a business. Okay. Think about how much money you want to earn and then determine what you can trade in value to earn that kind of money. So I'm not telling you something I haven't done. I have a plan, a whole plan here. I don't know if you can even see this, but a whole plan that is written out, has everything in there. I mean, 70 something pages of clarity. So even when I do get off track, and at one point I lost everything, like everything, but because I had everything mapped out and planned out, I was able to go right back to my plan and start to rebuild, right? I was able to look at what was my initial mission, what was my initial purpose, what was my initial plan to get to where I was going, right? And when you have that kind of clarity, you can produce because you know where you're going, you know what you're doing. It's like having a GPS on a car. You're going out of town. If you don't program the location of where you're going, you're just going to be driving around. You don't even know where you're going. So you need that clarity. Here's also a PDF of that same plan. I started with what would I do if I wasn't even getting paid for it. That's how I discovered what my true passions were. I talked about what I am in a nutshell. I had to break down a plan. Let's see here. I put images in there. This is a little dated, so it's not the same plan, but let's just go to financial. I wrote down the kind of house I wanted, how much it would cost. I looked up how much property taxes would cost for that. I talked about all of what it would cost to run a business to the magnitude that I wanted to run it. Some of the stuff I had, some of it I didn't, but I needed to get. I wrote that down. How much it would cost to hire staff members to do all of these things. As you can see, everything is mapped out. You could also put it in an Excel format to achieve these goals. This would need to be my monthly income. Then I wrote down an action plan, how I could get these things. And so that's what I'm saying. You have to get clear, and then you have to start upgrading your skill set. So if you're saying, okay, I want to earn $30,000 a month. Okay, what are you going to trade for that $30,000 a month? You can't just say I want to earn that, but you don't have anything to offer to earn that kind of money. If you think about like a doctor or, something like that, even just a general doctor, when you think about the ones that specialize in like heart surgery, they're going to earn more than just even a regular doctor because they specialize in heart surgery. So, I mean, what are you offering? You can't give someone a 99-cent, McDonald's French fry and want to get paid $1,000 for it. It has to be excellent and it has to be something of value, right? So that's what you need to be thinking about. How can I upgrade my skill set to develop myself or position myself to become the person that I want to be? What do you need to be doing? What is it that you want to do? Are you wanting to go back to school? You wanting to do something that requires you to get special training? You need to go ahead and start doing that. All right, so develop your ideal profile. How do people within your income bracket act, right? Do they value or waste time? Are they gossipers? How much television do they watch? All right. Brian Tracy said, you can tell when you're in the poorest neighborhoods because the first thing you encounter upon walking in is a television. You could tell when you're in the wealthiest neighborhood because the first thing you encounter when you walk in is a library. Now that's dated because we have digital libraries. So people have stuff on their phones. They're reading. They have stuff, digital. Like now I have a digital library. So that's just an example of a mindset that Tracy Bryan had or has. And he's one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs today. But he's just saying it's just like a parallelism in saying that what you do with your time kind of equates to the kind of lifestyle that you have. Okay. Okay, let's see. Right. So, develop the habits that will make you a successful person. Okay. So, step 3 to positioning yourself to become is to take massive action. Take massive action. Every day you've got to make some progress in the direction that you want to go. All right, think about what it will take for you to reach your ultimate life and business goals. Then do something that will help you reach them. Okay. So, if you ever heard of the book Think and Grow Rich, have you ever heard of that book? Have you ever read that book? You probably like me. Yeah, I have. All right, so you have to start thinking. Your life is no longer on autopilot. Okay, you're no longer living from old programs that no longer serve you. All right. You are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. All right. So you are upgrading your process and doing the work to change your life. So pretty much like a computer, you're updating your processing system. And like the book Think and Grow Rich, you have to, if you think, you will grow rich. I'm going to leave you to think about that. All right. So Section 4, become the best version of yourself. So Section 4 is all about becoming the best version of yourself. So Oxygen is like a TV channel for girls. Yay. All right, they have a saying that says live out loud. Okay, so I'm telling you, it's your life and you better live it. You better live it. It's your life. It's passing by every single day. Live it. Live your life. Once you truly discover who you are, it's time to be 100% out of the box with your identity, because you got to just get out that box. I mean, I know I get on some people's nerves because I'm hyper, I'm happy all the time. Well, not all the time. Sometimes I fall into the negative self-talk and then I realize, man, you are being really negative today. You need to go read a book. You need to go listen to a development training. What's going on? Like, I can hear it and catch it though. But for the most part, everybody's like stressed out about the pandemic and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm still moving forward. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I still believe all things are possible. I still believe, I can make progress every single day towards whatever goals I'm working on. I'm still alive. So as long as I'm alive, I'm going to keep living. So I'm not going to change that because of a pandemic. And if I die, then I'm dead. So I don't even know that I'm not living. Okay. All right. So stop caring about what other people think of you. Stop questioning if you're qualified to be you. All right. Stop trying to dance around the edges of your greatness and just be great. Some of you are just scared to be great. You think your voice is too strong. Your ideas are too big. And you're scared to be great. That's okay. Be great. Like, don't worry about, if you walk in the room and you change the whole energy in the room because there's greatness in you. So, right? Stop downplaying yourself to try to fit in. You will shed those people that aren't supposed to be a part of your life. You will shed them. They will fall off the map. Okay? You are great and you can't help that. So whoever don't like it, they can look the other way and stop talking to you. That's just the point. So the reality is, guys, you are in a race with time. You don't have enough of it to be considerate about how someone else feels about you living your life. So what you've changed, right? You've changed. And that's what we are supposed to do as humans. We are supposed to grow and we are supposed to change. Right? So just because somebody else is still stuck in 6th grade, that's them. You got to move on. You got to grow. You got to change. And maybe through you living your life and achieving your goals, you may inspire some other people to do the same thing. Okay? So you have to get ruthless about achieving your goals and creating your legacy, because you have to pass the baton to the next generation at some point. So it's not all about you. I honestly think that not living your life, not developing yourself, not achieving your goals is selfish, right? Because once you do reach a certain level of success, you can give back. You can pass some things on to the next generation. You can do something great with your life. You could change someone else's life. But if all you have is enough bread for you, then you don't have that ability to reach out and help someone else and do something for someone else. So are you really developing a legacy, right? So think about it, when it is time for you to pass that baton and you're thinking, looking back, right? How far have you run and what progress have you made to pass down? What will you be remembered for? Did you spend your whole life slaving for rent money and watch television? Or did you grab some golden nuggets that you can pass on? Right? Jim Rohn said, what you do today sets you up for the next 7 years of your life. And that really impacted me, because I would have days where I just was like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. But when I started thinking about what I do today is literally setting me up for the next 7 years of my life, that was impactful to me. And you have to think about, how old will you be in 7 years? How old will you be in 7 years, and where do you want to be in your life in 7 years? All right. So, what are you doing today to make sure you end up where you want to be in 7 years? Right. And so I do know that 1 hour equals 1 day. 1 day equals 1 week. 1 week equals 1 month. Right? 1 month equals 1 year, and 1 year turns into 7 years. So stuff is not just going to happen just because you put it on a vision board and you want it. It's going to happen when you take massive action every single day towards whatever your goals are. Right? And if you're out there, you're building an online business, you need to go ahead and join totallyMyBiz.com, right? Go ahead and grab that free membership, develop your mindset, do some exercises. Let's start moving you forward towards your goals. Okay, so here are some steps to becoming the best version of yourself. So you want to stop putting yourself in a box. All right, just trust your ideas and your path in life, right? We've tried trusting the systematic ideas. Did they work? Think about what's going on today. So trust your ideas and trust your path. Don't try to downplay your greatness so you can fit in. If you don't fit in, you don't fit in. You just don't. So, right? Stop forcing yourself to be a part of organizations, relationships, and environments that you don't want to be in. Right? I say no so much, y'all. I'm for real. I say no. I say no. If it's out of alignment with purpose, if it's out of alignment with bettering someone's life, and if I have the time to, I don't have the time to do it, I just say no. Oh well, talk about me. You're gonna talk about me whether I say yes or no. I don't care. I can't do it. All right. So if you're building an online business, then build your vision, not a carbon copy of what's already out there on the internet. Okay. So what you might build may be unconventional, like what I'm doing right now, which is like a lesson post. I don't even know what to call it. Post talks. Call it post talks. All right. This isn't conventional. There's no PowerPoint. I don't know. I'm just doing a post talk. I'm talking about the content. It's not conventional. But there are a lot of unconventional marketers out there, such as Gary. I can't even pronounce his name. Y'all gonna have to go to Totally My Biz and look at the video because it's on the screen. Tony Robbins, Esther Hicks. They all have unconventional methods of conveying their messages. Large audiences, lots of wealth, and they give back in big ways. Okay, so there will never be another you. So show off and be the best version of yourself. All right, so number 2, to becoming the best version of yourself, be willing to get cut off. That happens to me a lot, right? You know, if I'm not responding to phone calls the way people think I should respond, or doing whatever they want me to do, they cut me off. But I changed, and at one point I was that do girl. I would do whatever, anything somebody needed done in the middle of, I'd be getting up doing whatever, but you can't accomplish your vision and say yes to everything. Your energy is going to be so divided. I tell people to imagine that you have energy bucks, right? Every day you get some energy bucks, and you have to determine what you're going to spend those energy bucks on, right? So sometimes you do have some left and you can do these extra things, but a lot of times it's going to take everything you got to catch up, because a lot of y'all behind. I know I am. It's going to take a lot to catch up from all the years you weren't doing anything. And now that you do have a vision, you need to get that accomplished so that you can do even more things, right? So you have to be willing to be cut off. You have to be willing to say no. And it's not to say that you are rude to people or whatever, but they can't understand that you're working and that you have to schedule time that you can spend and do. And they got to go get occupied somewhere else. Just be willing to be cut off and be okay with that. Right? So that's just life. It's about what you want, what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. And of course you want to make time for your family and friends, but you have to schedule that and make some time so that you can focus on that and be there in the moment when you're there. Be at work when you're at work. Be in the moment when you're in the moment with your family and your friends. And if people are really your friends, they will understand. And perhaps they are also working or achieving some type of goal. So they also are busy. So they are okay with scheduling time. All right. So when you decide that you don't want to engage in negativity, gossip, or stupidity, you might as well be ready to be cut off from a large part of social circles. All right. So sometimes people will view you as too driven, just over the top, too positive, and they just don't want to be around you. But don't downgrade your mindset to fit in, but upgrade your relationships and your network with people who are pursuing greatness in life. Okay. Sometimes things are just seasonal also. So you have to understand that some relationships are seasonal and they do change, and know when it is time to move on. All right. So part 3 or step 3 to becoming the best version of yourself. Step 3 to becoming the best version of yourself. Make the changes necessary for you to evolve. Okay, make the changes necessary for you to evolve. Here's a major reason why only 3% of the people in the world are wildly successful, because they are willing to do what other people are not willing to do. They are willing to do what other people are not willing to do. Okay, they are willing to relocate, change careers. They are willing to be temporarily uncomfortable so that they can forever be comfortable. They are willing to sacrifice, put in the work, never give up, make it happen. I wish I could tell you that it is going to be easy. Whether you're building an online business or you're working on becoming the best version of yourself, you're trying to achieve your goals. I wish I could tell you it's going to be easy, but it's not, right? If you want to become a better version of yourself and pursue your dreams, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to develop your mindset, but it is worth it. It definitely is worth it. Okay. Right. Okay. So when you click on section 5, you'll be able to listen. So if you are listening by audio, that is what you're getting right now. So you'll be able to listen, and I may add some resources in there. I may not. Just depends. I don't want this to be very distracting. I kind of want you to focus on the information at hand, okay? And I want you to join the community. want to change your life, you have to speak directly to that victim inside of you and tell that victim to get out of there. And say, that's not me. That will never be me. I'm not a victim. I'm a powerful human being who has opportunities, who has tools, who has the ability to change my story.